Y'all come on in here for a second. Can we chat, shall we? Everyone. What's going on? Good evening, everybody. Hope I'm on the right channel. I got several. Let me make sure. Peace. What's going on, people? Where's Goody? Frederic. All right, yeah, all right. I'm on the right one. I had to make sure I was on the right channel and shit. The notifications are going out slowly, but y'all gonna come on in here. He said, dog, you gotta talk about Shaq first. This could have went on my sports platform, but I think this is a little bit bigger. This is a little bit too big. So, y'all got to come in here, man. I got some things. It's becoming apparent to me. Y'all want to know something? It's becoming apparent to me that we ain't great at nothing. Black folks ain't great at nothing. We ain't the greatest at anything. We're not the greatest at anything. All we are, according to general public consensus, hoodlums, killers, blades, deadbeat fathers, just anything that you could come up with that's negative. That's us, according to these niggas. None of us are great. None of us are great. When it comes to hip hop music, y'all know who the greatest of all time is. Y'all know he said, I see where this is headed. You goddamn right. Listen, when it comes to hip hop, y'all know who the greatest of all time is, right? Go ahead, say it with me. Eminem, right? Gary Payton, with your monkey ass, got on Vlad TV and said, how the fuck do you look around the room amongst all of these point guards? Yourself, you was better than Stockton. Your peers, how do you look amongst all these people and say, John Stockton, in my opinion, John Stockton was the greatest point guard of all time? How the fuck is this humanly possible? How could you say this shit with a straight face? And what do they have to gain by doing this shit? Is there a problem with bigging up or offering some praise to your brother or anybody who look like you? Is there a problem with it? Is there a problem with it? Tell me there's a problem with it, because I don't see a lot of that. Whenever something comes up, you know who the greatest is. It ain't us. Even in shit that we clearly dominate, it ain't us. It ain't us. So, Gary Payton, he fucked me all up with that. He fucked me up with that. I've been watching basketball a long time, yo. John Stockton was fundamentally sound. Everything that he was supposed to do in basketball, he practiced at it and he was good at it. Free throws, he was good at it. Jump shot, he was good at it. He ain't gonna miss no jumper, no open jump shot. Layups, out of the question. Free throws, almost out of the question. Everything that entails is a great basketball player. But during this period of time, he wasn't the best. He wasn't the best. He was a recipient. He was a recipient of a super workhorse. Karl Malone is 6'9", almost 300 pounds. All muscle. He ran the pick and roll all of his career. He ran the pick and roll all of his career. That's what he did. He ran the pick and roll of his career. Karl Malone got 29,000 points or 25, almost 30,000 points or whatever. Pick and rolling a motherfucker to death. That's what they did. That's how Stockton ended up getting the all-time assist record and all that shit. He was the recipient of a workhorse. You feel me? He was a super recipient of a workhorse. But I seen people wearing his ass out on the regular. Isaiah Thomas was in his ass regularly. Kevin Johnson was in his ass regularly. I emailed you regarding the PA knit hats. Didn't get a response. Can you send Gully? Don't send your email to the website. I don't. I'm not the administrator of the website. Send your emails to gullytvboss@gmail. I'll get you right. But anyway, I seen Kevin Johnson getting in his ass regularly. I did. I seen Magic Johnson getting in his ass regularly. Isaiah. This is a fucking travesty. This is a travesty. Dennis Johnson from the Celtics. These dudes is all busting his ass. They was busting his ass. Utah didn't start getting to the finals until everybody was gone out the West, until everybody was basically gone. Seriously. He said Rod Strickland gave him the... We can go on and on and on. How does this motherfucker begin? How does his name end up in the conversation for the greatest point guard of all time? How is this possible? We watch these games. We watch these games. Magic Johnson won an NCAA championship, came to the league, won a championship, and won the MVP. All in this, the finals MVP, and got the finals MVP. What more fucking criteria do you want? Not to mention he got rings on every other finger on his hand. He could fill up his hand with... How is this fucking possible? How does this work? What's the criteria, man? Like, I'm looking at this shit like, I thought the caption was wrong or something like that. He said, Stockton has more assists and steals than everybody. He don't got no NBA title. He don't have no NBA title. He has some statistics. Like Allen Iverson has some statistics. But this don't make you... This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. But getting back to my point, y'all like this video and share it. Look like the notifications are stumbling out. Y'all know who the greatest is and everything. Boxing, Rocky Marciano. Y'all know that. Pick a sport. Pick a sport. Golf is Jack Nicklaus. Tennis is Martina Hingis. It's John McEnroe. It's Pete Sampras. It's anybody except your black ass. Straight up. And it's a shame that the people who are promoting this is Negroes. It don't matter. I have an opinion, man. I'm looking at this shit like, Gary, are you serious? Are you serious? Are you fucking serious? Are you by yourself on an island declaring that John Stockton is the greatest point guard? You know what that means when you say that. You know what that means when you say that. You immediately throw him in. You immediately throw him at the knees of Magic Johnson. He said, opinion. That's what it is technically. But at some point, shit just get way ludicrous, and it almost seems like there's a motive there, like there's some type of psychological defect. There's a psychological defect. Niggas ain't good at nothing. Niggas ain't good at nothing. We not good at nothing. Peace. He said they just trying to make the Jordan era look weaker. It can't. The Jordan era can't look weaker. John Stockton was on... Gary, let me remind you something. Let me remind you of something, Gary. Gary Payton. John Stockton was on the Dream Team. On the fucking bench. He was on the Dream Team. He ain't got no highlights. He don't got no dream. He was there. How you gonna get some wreck with Magic there? You can't even get no tick. You can't even get no tick unless he take him. A coach not even taking Magic out the game. Take himself out the game. Put himself in the game. You not even getting no minutes. So if they were on the same team, they were on the same team, the dream team. He said he took Isaiah's spot. He was giving Isaiah a spot because Michael Jordan didn't want to play with Isaiah. John Stockton not better than no fucking Isaiah Thomas. He not better than no Isaiah Thomas. He not even better than Tim Hardaway. I seen the games. Take Tim Hardaway and give him to Karl Malone. Switch him. Take John Stockton, put him in Run TMC with Mitch Richmond and Chris Mullin, and take Tim Hardaway and give him to Karl Malone for 5 seasons. And see what you have. See what happens. See what happens. Steve Nash was way better than John Stockton. Steve Nash was better than John Stockton. Steve Nash was better than John Stockton. Steve Nash was busting niggas' ass. He was busting niggas' ass, and he was running that fucking pick and roll with Amari Stoudemire. They was getting busy, straight up. But even Steve Nash will submit in a room full of Magic Johnsons. If Magic show up, it's over with. It's over with. Don't make no sense. Tiny Archibald. Tripping, my nigga. Tripping. I'm taking Russell Westbrook over the nigga. I'm keeping it real with you. I'll figure out his mental issues and shit like that, but Stockton, man, come on, man. Come on, man. He said Stockton would have been out the league if he wasn't on Utah. Possibly, probably. If he take him and put him on another team. Stockton wasn't better than Mark Price. John Stockton wasn't better than Mark Price. He wasn't. He wasn't. I'm keeping it real. I'm keeping it real. Mark Price light your ass up. Mark Price used to run all over the goddamn court, just doing all kind of... Man, I fuck with Westbrook. He down bad. He down bad. This nigga's an MVP in this league, and he's going to the Hall of Fame. Despite what everybody say, he going. He going. He said Stockton ain't no bum. Not at all. Great free throw shooter. Used to average like 90% from the line, probably 91% at a point. Great jump shot. He's not missing no J's. I don't recall him missing no J's, pull-ups. That's all good money. He had the tools, but I'm saying in that era, there was people that was way better than him. They need to stop that shit. He said, yeah, he bugging. 13 and 10 ain't gonna cut it. 13 and 10, right? Go look up what Kevin Johnson averaged on a career. And they both from the Western Conference. Go look up Kevin Johnson. Go look up Kevin Johnson. How do you pick him over Kevin Johnson? It don't even make sense. It don't even statistically make sense. It don't. He said Stockton was hella consistent, missed like 4 games his whole career. Correct. That's what it is. Stockton used to give the glove to business. That's probably what it is. That's probably what it is. That's probably what it is. For real. Magic Johnson made plays, man, that would just take your breath away. Magic did shit, man, that just would take your breath away, man. Like, it's not even no comparison. It's not even no comparison. Magic Johnson was hitting buzzer beaters, man. Magic hit a buzzer beater in the Garden, Boston Garden. Niggas don't win in the Garden. Magic did. Magic won a title in the Garden. Magic had the trophy ceremony in the Garden. He said, Gary said John was his toughest matchup. No, he might have said that. But in this interview, he said he's the greatest point guard of all time. It's even in the title. That's just crazy. He said Stockton top 5 to 7 point guard ever. You could give him that. That's where he belongs, up in there and shit. J Bell, what's good? Good evening, everybody. I got my SD card run over. Shout out to DC. I got a cake baking for y'all. It's baking right now. Salute from Houston. Thank you. I appreciate your super chat. It's almost done, too. He never could figure Stockton out. Magic made Rambus a household name. He made a couple of them dudes household names. Michael Cooper, he made Michael Cooper a household name. Michael Cooper could play defense, but he was just Magic Johnson, one of Magic's little sidekicks. He was actually Magic's backup. After Norm Nixon wasn't around anymore, Michael Cooper was the backup point guard. Full court bounce passes. Yeah, I'm talking about shit like that, Doug West. Electrifying shit. Yeah. He said, Westbrook not who you think he is. We got footage. We got footage on Westbrook. We do. As much as they trying, they can't erase Russell Westbrook. I don't know how many years he played in the league. He probably got a solid 10. Stop it. He said Gully is Penny the best ever point guard skill-wise. No, hell no. Nah. Penny ain't the best nothing. No. Was this on ESPN when Gary said this? Nah, he just said it on Vlad TV. This is a new interview. This just came out a couple of days ago. He said, without the pick and roll, Stockton was garbage. I don't know what's the hang-up. I don't know why people try to make it something bigger than what it is and shit. This, of course, should have been on Gully TV Sports, but this is a big topic. People need to discuss this. He said Westbrook got more triple-doubles than anybody. How you count him out? GP got a ring at 06 with the Heat. He probably struggled against Utah. It's traumatic. It could be something like that. He said Magic made Vlade Divac a household name. Facts. Kyrie is top 75. They have Dame Lillard in the top 75 players of all time, and Tony Parker ain't in there. Tony Parker got several NBA championships, and I think he got a Finals MVP. That whole shit, they need to just erase that whole shit. They need to just, I don't know who created the list. They need to just trash it. They need to trash it and probably let the fans do it or something like that. Let the fans vote and shit like that. The list is trash. Dame ain't belong. Nah. You know why y'all think Dame Lillard so much? Y'all know why y'all think you know why y'all think so much of Damian Lillard? I'm gonna tell you why. Y'all think so much of Damian Lillard because he was the little nigga that finally killed Russell Westbrook. That's what happened. Once he did that shit to Westbrook in the playoffs, the Dame Lillard legend began and shit. It was all because of Russ. If Russ get out on him in that matchup, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. He'd just be a nigga in the Western Conference. That's it. But he got his reputation off Russ. Y'all got to know about this shit. For real. And he's a little killer. But they give him too much. They do too much. Especially with Steph Curry and them guys around and shit. Like, my man said, I'll take Klay Thompson before Dame Lillard. He said, Gully really talking down on Lillard. I'm not. I'm saying he's not. He shouldn't be in the top 75 like that. T-Mac made the Hall of Fame, but didn't make the top 75 list. Yeah, that's crazy. He said when Dame waved bye-bye to Russ, that was it. Yep. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the sports channel where this normally go down at. I just felt I had to give y'all something on this situation with Gary Payton. Alex English, another person who got snubbed. I got some shit for y'all. I got some shit for y'all. This channel gonna be blazing in about an hour. I got some shit for y'all. This shit gonna be on. That's what I got on here for. It really wasn't about what Gary Payton said. I was disgusted by it. I wanted to see y'all, but this shit gonna be cooking in about an hour. About an hour. Mm-hmm. I know who Alice English is. Magic Johnson used to get at them niggas. The Lakers used to. He played on the Denver Nuggets. Him and Fat Lever. Karimo event was epic. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. He said we need some fire. I got it for y'all. I got it for y'all. Y'all gonna continue. Y'all gonna continue to see the difference between this, this here, and that. What everybody else got. This shit over here, blue magic. This shit, blue magic. I'm telling you. Gary saying John Stockton is the greatest point guard ever is a clear indication of self-hatred. That's exactly what I'm going with this. You know we not the greatest at anything. We not the greatest at rap because you know why? Our legends, just like Gary, they keep doing this monkey shit. They keep doing this monkey shit. My man said my Sixers going to the finals. The Sixers have things have tilted. James Harden going to Philly. They, oh my goodness, things have tilted in the East. Things have tilted in the East. This ain't nothing but a PA net. I can go all, different directions with this joint. You know what I mean? Freak show. PA net, yo. Transformer shit. 30 different looks with this joint. Tobias Harris got to get consistent. Sixers look super nice right now. Who y'all got in the East? Who y'all got in the East? Who do y'all have in the East? Tell me. www.therealdribble.com. PA Nick. Go over there and check them out. Milwaukee. In Milwaukee. Philly. Milwaukee. Getting a lot of the Bucks. The Nets. The East is too packed to judge right now, to be honest. East is a toss-up, honestly. Everybody's saying a toss-up. People picking the Bulls. People picking the Bulls. People picking Charlotte. Damn. Brooklyn? Yeah, it's a toss-up. Who y'all got in the West? Giannis, he just not to be denied. He got a little help. The Bucks. My man said not the Lakers. The Suns. Golden State. Golden State. Golden State. LA. Shout out to the Lakers. I'm still riding. Golden State. The Suns. Golden State or the Suns. Okay. Make sure y'all subscribe to Gully TV Sports, man. All of the links that you need for everything. The podcast. My podcast is bubbling like a motherfucker. The Dribble on all podcast platforms. Make sure you go over there and get that. I'm about to warm it up. I'm about to warm it up. About to warm it up. Go to the podcast. Make sure y'all subscribe. I'm on Apple. I'm on Spotify. I'm on Spreaker. I'm on Deezer. Hold on. Let me give you the rundown. Shout out to the Philippines. Shout out to the Philippines. Spiked. They listening. I'm about to tell you. I'm on Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Castbox, Google Podcast, Spreaker, iTunes, Amazon Music, Overcast, Cloud Player, Podbean, Castbox, Podcast Addict, VLC, Amazon. I'm on all of them. I'm on all of them. Gully, Martina Hingis is not the best. Serena is the best. And Tiger's the best. No. Black people ain't the best at nothing. We not the best at anything. We not the greatest at anything. Not even the shit that we created. We not the greatest. We not the greatest rapper. And we not the greatest point guard. Ooh-wee. He said Busy B was talking that shit. Yes, he was. He said, you on everything? Yeah, I'm on everything. Listen in. Listen in. It's a lot more. I put content on there specifically for people who traveling. So, you know, people who driving across country, the truck drivers and shit. Y'all know what it is. He said, you tripping. No, I ain't. Gary Payton said John Stockton is the greatest point guard of all time. You heard what they said about Eminem. Y'all know who the best. Y'all know who the greatest are. Yeah, I like the Far Side. He said, anytime somebody tell you the podcast is bumping, that mean it ain't bumping. You ain't got to take my word for it. They happen to have reviews. There's reviews on the Gully TV podcast. There's reviews on the Gully TV book that I put out, some things I've been through. Google and Amazon is keeping track of customer reviews. So go check out the customer reviews on any product I put out, including the PA Knit. Customer reviews. He said, I'm from Oakland and Gary lost his mind. Redman praised Eminem too. Big Daddy Kane just put a video out just a few days ago. They said I think they said this. This is what was said. If Jay-Z he said if Jay-Z is Michael Jordan and somebody else was this, then who's Kobe Bryant or some more shit like that? He said, who would it be? You heard him. Who would it be? He said, don't forget Rakim. I don't even be wanting to repeat that whole situation. He said, Eminem cutting checks. That's why. Why can't these niggas get a fucking job or put out some dope content and earn their own money? Gregory Bean. Hey, what's up, G? When you putting out another book within a year, he said, you ain't have to do BDK like that, though. Man, I'm tired of that shit, man. They shouldn't be doing that shit. That shit is a form of self-hate. It's a form of retardation. It's a form of retardation. These niggas need to take into consideration who's listening to this shit. They need to take into consideration who the reciprocal is. Seriously. Kareem, get the likes up. I appreciate your super chat, homie. Isaiah dropped 44 on Stockton for taking his Team USA spot. Guru don't get talked about enough amongst the greats. I talk about him all the time. All the time. Someone says KRS album is Fuego. KRS got an album out? I'm in the dark about that one. Peace to the chat. Yeah, GP is tripping. I could name 5 point guards from that generation that was killing shit. Stockton was one of them. He was one of them. If you played Utah back then, it was a good chance you was going to get your ass busted that night unless you was the Lakers, unless you was the Pistons. There was people that was just not having it. If Gary played at a high school level in the NBA for all those years, why not respect his opinion? His opinion is fucking ridiculous. His opinion is ridiculous. His opinion is ridiculous. That's why. His opinion is ridiculous. If I was to say in the 1980s, early 1980s, McDonald's was the clear-cut champion of selling burgers in the United States. If I said that, that wouldn't be too far from the fucking truth. McDonald's was the champion. You might have someone that comes along and say, yo, Wendy's was the champion in the 80s. That's their opinion. That don't make it the truth, though. It don't. Isaiah, Magic, Mark Price, Mo Cheeks, Penny Hardaway, Tim Hardaway. His opinion is Western Conference biased. Magic Johnson played in the Western Conference. Magic Johnson had way better statistics than all of them points. You dig what I'm saying? Pretty much, yeah. Kevin Johnson averaged 20 and 10 for like the first 4 years of his career. I think on his career, he averaged like 17 and 10. Go quote me on this. Go quote me on this. 17 and 10 on his career, Kevin Johnson. John Stockton only averaged 13 and 10 on a career. The statistics is right there. It's right there. It's public information and shit. It's public information. We're not talking about rings or nothing like that. Kevin Johnson don't got no ring. KJ don't got no ring. He don't. He was better than John Stockton. KJ was better than John Stockton. Period. So they need to stop it. I got Christian Laettner as my best college basketball player of all time. Am I bugging? To my understanding, he is. He is. Some people might say something about Kareem or something like that, but you could probably say Kareem. But if you want to compare Christian Laettner versus everybody that went to the NBA and became a official, guys from the ACC, it's not even close. In college, he killed all of them. He killed all of them. They couldn't do nothing with him. Boom, boom. Stockton was still cold, though. Ran the fuck out the pick and roll. And if you, if you don't defend that pick and roll right, he gonna raise up and hit the jump shot 8 out of 10 times. 8 out of 10 times. Gary is traumatized. He's just not keeping it real. And the way he said it, he was like, John Stockton was the greatest of all time, and then you got Magic Johnson and all of those guys. I'm like, damn. That's just... He said John Stockton equal Doc Rivers. They kind of ran the point guards, the point position similar. Facts. Facts. He said Stockton had Malone. He did have Malone. Malone scored like 30,000 points, close to 30, I think 30,000 points, right? I think he scored 30,000 points. Maybe 70% of that was off of John Stockton's assist. That's why he got the all-time assist record. Check this out, right? when Karl Malone left Utah, what happened to John Stockton? What happened to John Stockton when Karl Malone left Utah? He says Stockton smaller than Magic. Yeah, he like 6 inches smaller. Never to be heard from again. He said he retired. Yep, I guess I'll hang it on up. He could, this is his options. Retire or deal with Steve Nash and Tony Parker in the Western Conference. Those was his options. Think I'll go on and sit it down. He was old, but think I'll go on and sit it down. Oh, shit. Man only missed 4 games his whole career. That will contribute to great stats. Showing up to the job every day. He's an Iron Man. This is documented. I'm not shitting on him. He shot like 90% from the free throw line. He said, yeah, he was going to be exposed. I know it. He said he disappeared like Pippen with no mic. Basically, that's what happened, right? He said, Mark Price is another one I put high on my list. I understand where Gary is coming from. I don't. I had Mark Price over John Stockton. I do. He said Pippen had a run in Portland, y'all bugging. Lakers bust them niggas ass. Lakers bust them niggas ass. I just wanted to bring this to y'all attention. Y'all can go check out the rest of the interview from Gary Payton. It's on Vlad TV. I watch sports interviews, so I'm aware of what he said. He said, you're not respecting Stockton, bro. Stockton comes to the office. He got Tim Hardaway. What happens? Timmy fires his ass up. Stockton comes to the office. He not going to stick Magic. They used to have other bigger dudes sticking Magic and shit. Comes to the office. Uh-oh. Right now you watching Gully TV with my man Jamil. Stay focused and keep your eyes peeled. Time to upload y'all video, man. It's time to get to work. I'm going to get up out of here. Stockton, he's off the hook. But remember what I said. Black folks ain't the greatest at nothing. According to these niggas online, we not the greatest at nothing. Nothing. Anyway, it's showtime. Let the games begin. I'm up out of here.